Alf over for the team one. We got us a Seaverick in the back. DJ. We got Carly going to be first up. A Zap over in the back. And Carly going to be starting off as a Blackout. A bit of a rematch because Blackout last one was able to give him a quick 1-2, back-to-back stun, lock him down, quick Kyrian burst, take him out of the game. So this time Carly actually gets a bit of a rematch. It's going to go for a full drone, but it's going to be minute chicken with a blind. But Blackout just trying to see if he can reposition for him. In the back, we got ourselves Drowsy, we got ourselves Lazy, we got ourselves Scarlet going back in as a Frosty. And Chicago in the back just running into a wall. Gonna be a trinket out of Carly. Blind into Blackout. It looks like Blackout trinketed something. Okay, so I guess I missed out a portion of the duel. Just trying to introduce the boys. But it's gonna be a Sap. Carly gets the opener. He is, I was gonna say not a Subrox. He doesn't have the biggest opener, but that resonance says otherwise. Big Kyrian burst coming out. He's going to get the Kindle shot to make sure you get the biggest damage. Going to be a Blade Rush Raptor evasion for Blackout, trying to reduce some of the damage versus Carly. Carly comes with a Blade Flurry. Was he trying to hit more than one rogue in here? Going to be a cheap shot locked down by Blackout. Doesn't really change his stun super well versus Carly. Carly trying to get himself a big old pistol shot, rolling in, getting the mad procs of Slice and Dice. And, not Slice and Dice, but Sinister Strikes. Disarm for both, but Carly got a gun. Carly got a gun. Look out, Blackout. Blackout used to get a CC lockdown, does get a full DR stun into Carly though. Unfortunate, should have waited a little bit longer. Get a shot by Carly. And Blackout trying to see if he maybe can max out some damn. Gonna be quick gouge by Carly. And so far, the rogues are actually pretty even. Vanish out of Blackout, decided, you know what, that's not even worth the situation. I'm just gonna go for a bit of a reset. Carly got himself a sippy cup, gonna be sapped by Blackout. Carly could have maybe got himself a restyle as well. Get a shot by Blackout. Does he have a big burst? Potentially, looks like he doesn't even have a Shadowlands charge. Trying to see if he can get himself an Eviscerate. Finally get himself a charge of Shadowlands, but he went with a Kid shot. Very, very ballsy. And Carly with an evasion has an evasion, I believe. Get a shot out to Blackout. I think it's over. There's nothing he can do. Once you don't have a trick, that's it. They're gonna be Carly running through you real quickly. Oh my god, the BM/LOL. What is that? Drowsy gonna be up next. Trying to get some on Carly. He's gonna be walking in with a interrupt bet. Quick fear onto Carly as he's loaded up with dots. No cooker shots available. I think it's just going to be Drowsy. Trying to see if he can take it down full. Dots are up. Maximize the damage. It's going to be Castle Circle right after. As Carly just loaded up with Darkler swinging around the corner. I think Drowsy trying to see if he maybe can reposition. But they should go for a Decimate Bolt. Carly is just melting right now. He got himself a little bit of healing. That Darkler is not really doing good for him. It's going to be a Decimate Bolt trying to see if he can load it up. Carly got some dots rolling. Is he going to die to dots? Potentially still could die to dots. Drowsy's gonna push in, get himself a gateway, definitely needs to get himself a Decimate Bolt. Sap, oh wait, it doesn't pen attack, Carly's the one though. Looks like he was able to wait out all the dots, get himself a big setup. He's just going low. Or somebody in the group said low. Resonator next to Drowsy with a cheap shot. Carly goes for reset. Drowsy takes a bit of damage there right now. Wall is damage up. Does he have anything to fall in fear? But it's gonna be tricked out on Carly. Does he take down the Warlock? But this is where Warlock wishes he had himself more to call. A quick interrupt in the shadow. And I think Drowsy can only do so much. I think it's over. Man, that's rough. That is rough. I feel like if you had a Succubus for that duel, maybe the Succubus could have been pretty nice. That or... what else would you need? I guess you would also want maybe like sacrifice build. Gonna be Scarlet. Get a quick Chrono to Carly using that Water Elemental. Interesting. Trying to see if we can go for a bit of an Ebon Bolt. That's gonna be a quick kick with a blind by Carly. Literally kicked from a mile away with our acrobatic strikes talent and blinded. Gonna be a full Comet Storm into Carly. Has a Clucker shot at Scarlet. Got himself all the time, so he's waiting, chilling. Trying to go for a bit of a blizzard. Carly looking for a complete reposition. Got himself a full Vanish. Scarlet got himself a shield. So at least he's doing A-okay for now. Got himself a full all the time, and that's gonna be a blizzard. Try to see if he can find Carly somewhere in the game. As he got himself a blink, trying to get a polymorph onto Carly. Looks like it's going to be maybe a Ring of Frost. Get a shot, but no blink available. He's going to go for an Ice Block as a drop it down health. As a Frost Mage, you guess at least you have 2 Ice Blocks. So you might as well. Carly getting out a sippy cup from the Kyrian boy. Going to be a quick blink by the Mage with the Deathborn. Ring of Frost around him, but it's going to be Carly backing up out of there instead. Scarlet with a Blizzard around the corner, trying to see if he can chase Carly. The pet is going to be able to keep the rogue in combat at least for a little bit longer. Hopefully, going to be a full Comet Storm crashing down. This is going to be full Nova. Scarlet got himself full burst available with the Ray of Frost after, but it's still a big damage to Carly. Getting himself big damage, but it's not getting really the proc value or the shatter value rather. Going to be the Kevin Simon on the corner, keeping Carly in combat with images as well. Walking into that Blizzard, getting hit with that Nova. Could be pretty big for Scarlet. But Carly does himself vanish as an outlaw rogue. Gets a very, very short CDs. Cheap shot into Scarlet. Does not have a normal blink, I don't think. So I think he's playing Shimmer. But that shield is holding on strong. Trying to get an over into Carly, but he's very, very DR'd. Got himself Comet Storm rolling in right after. potentially big damage. Carly taking a big hit. Nova, that's going to be a bolt. As a big pistol shot comes through, Carly could be in big trouble. Oh, Scarlet barely lived it with a flash gun right after. What was that? Oh my god, the rogue got a fatty pistol shot at the end. The rogue cannot be running a cooldown reduction Lego. He has to run a pistol Lego. Gonna be Alf, not giving Scarlet an opportunity to recover. It's gonna go for immediate interrupt. Full pets are available. Scarlet has an iceberg in case they need to. Got himself all the time in case they're in a bad spot. Trying to create a wall between them and the death knight. That's exactly what they do with an iceberg. Has to use it either way. But Alf can't really do much about it. All he can really do is hit the pet. That iceberg I feel like maybe was ballsy, but I feel like Scarlet, you know what? Better not fall behind. Better put the iceberg on cooldown. That's not a worst idea ever. And Alf got himself full Necrolord shield. Got himself big grippy onto Scarlet. And Scarlet just trying to see if he can avoid him as best possible. Gonna be interrupts. And it's gonna be the pet who could also interrupt you as well while it's empowered. Ring of Frost by Scarlet does get kicked. I think it could be pretty bad for the mage. Definitely needs to find a way to reposition away from Alf. Trying to go for a poly. But looks like wasn't able to. Did Alf go for a Legendborn? He may have. Lazy, trying to see if he can drop down his stun onto Alf. Got himself IBF in order to get out of the Hodge immediately. Still holding on to a proper trinket for later, I guess. But it's going to be full set of wings for Lazy. Lazy trying to see if he can just drop down Alf. That's going to be AMS to follow. Got himself plenty of defense in order to survive the damage of a Retribution Paladin. Cracking through that AMS defensive pretty quickly. Alf better be dropping down the anti-magic zone against the holy damage as soon as possible. Trying to get himself as much death strikes as he can. But Dry MC comes in at the late time. Still able to reduce a lot of that damage. Only 40% damage. So maybe he can do a bit of recovery. Got himself Army of the Dead rolling in. Going to be sacrificing the main goal. Summon a new one. Lichborn is up. Get a shot. Hodge to follow. Get this shot. Hodge to follow as it's gonna be Lazy. Just continue to get procs. That's gonna be a massive hammer coming down, taking down the Death Knight. Who's it up next? Is it gonna be Seavark? Is it DJ or is it Zap in the back? Zap trying to see if he can maybe create some space between him and Lazy. Could knock him back quite a distance. Gonna be Lazy position himself so the knock doesn't really send him flying. That's gonna be full stun on the Zap. Doesn't have the biggest cooldowns rolling in. It's gonna be fire elemental available for Zap though. Quick Panda Rachel for Lazy. Is gonna hit him with a capacity on him stun and should be able to slow him down and afraid to keep him rolling. Big ascendance on Lazy. Lazy doesn't get himself shield event just popping next to Zap. Zap with a massive earth strike to follow. Oh, the big Ellie blast. Oh, even Ellie blast. This lava burst popping off in the guy. Oh my god. He did it. Big burst out of that chamois. And Chicago's going to be up next. Are they ready? Are they there? But that's going to be Zap taking him down. Chicago charging out next. My goodness. Lagging? Oh, you're good, fam. You're good. Yeah, take your time. Hopefully Chicago won't be lagging for this duel right here, though. That'd be super unfortunate. Hex trying to come out for Zap. Getting attacked by the Ghost Raptors. Going to be Earth Elemental joining in. Got himself that Ascendance proc. It's going to be Match and Harvest by Chicago. Zap trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of healing. Wall from the Earth Elemental. Got himself mobility while casting, but it's going to be interrupted by Chicago. Got himself at least a Lava Burst send into a Hex in Chicago. Could potentially be a ground totem. Maybe Tricket doesn't get it. Actually, looks like Chicago trickered someone earlier. Zap is able to at least get himself a little bit of health, a little bit of recovery with some heals. But trying to stay aggressive with Chicago. Going to be the Stun Totem onto the Shaman. Does end up eliminated fairly quickly. It's going to be Zap trying to get himself yet another cast off. It's going to be Mad Earthshock does get Chicago kind of lowish, but that Maelstrom should be able to keep himself alive and plenty healthy. Going to be Wall of Chicago in case the Nietzsche. Zap doesn't have a wall of his own. Earth Elemental to join in for the both of the Shamans. And Chicago summons their own. Zap at no help whatsoever. Try to get him knocked back to Chicago, but they don't really go flying super far. Zap definitely needs something. If you get interrupted on nature, maybe you can get himself a flash cut available. Try to get himself a big Zaps available to Sunder, but it's going to be a quick cheat death at the very, very end. And Chicago try to see if he can minimize the damage that Zap can do. Maybe he can still get himself a bunch of lava bursts to get Chicago low, potentially. But like I say, he's going to be going down for the count. We'll see if we're up next. Trying to see if he can blast out Chicago. Normally enhances Shaman. We've seen time and time again is a pretty hard counter for an RK Mage. Absolutely a hard counter, but with Chicago lagging a little bit and potentially Seawork throwing in your build, maybe it could be completely different. Big damage on Chicago, Mad Blaster follow. Chicago does have a pre-wall available. Could interrupt Seawork in case the Nietzsche interrupt. Tried to go for it, but didn't quite get it. Chicago finds himself at super low health with a wall available. Should power no time available for Seawork. Try to see if he can maybe reposition completely around Chicago. And Chicago's charging out. Seawork does get himself that double all the time in case he's ever in trouble. In case he ever needs it. Trying to see if he can get some blast in. All the time is up as he goes in for another port with Arcana Sphere. Chicago trying to see if he can dodge it. Do they get it though? It looks like they were able to dodge it. Was able to move in time. Was able to predict which way Seawork was going to shoot it. With a mad chain harvest. Trying to see if he can rip health out of Seawork. Blast him out. Gonna be Seawork. Fire blasting the grounding totem. to make sure that the polymorph does not get prevented. Quick poly onto Chicago. Did have a kick, I think, but it might have been an invis out of Seavark in between of that. Chicago blasted out Seavark, not giving him a chance here. It's going to be no more intro, but Seavark does get to reposition at the very least. Definitely sit down and get himself as much food as possible. Chicago's trying to prevent it with a slow totem around the corner. Seavark is going to be able to blast at it. Capacity totem around the corner with an ice block for Seavark. As he's looking for that full-blown recovery. It's up to Chicago right now to see if they can maybe potentially bring it back to his team. Staying in Ghost Raptor form, gonna be the totem, getting blasted out. Ulti time is up for Seavark. As he's going for that shift in power. Trying to get himself as many cooldowns back as possible. The faster he can get him, the better. Chicago sprinting in, sees the ulti time for Seavark, and they're going to try to see if he can purge it. Looks like they was able to successfully purge the ulti time. Quick massive burst for Seavark, trying to get a bomb over to Chicago. It's going to be a quick sounder to follow. It's going to be immediate interrupt, and I think it might be over for Seavark. Man's got nothing. Oh, my goodness. He absolutely... Chicago bringing back for his team, trying to see if they can fight through the challenges here. That was a hard matchup. That was literally a hard counter for Seavark, though. To be fair, it's impossible. I mean, if Chicago makes a mistake, that's the only way you win, I think. That's the only way you can win that. That is a tough one. As Arcane Mage, you just have only one skill spell. Get a lockdown is detrimental. And Grounding Totem, purges, it's just incredible. Like, if you're proactive about it as a shaman, if you start purging while you're on high health, there's not much you can really do. And that's going to be full ages, but Chicago does go down as EJ does end up taking them out. Chicago was just absolutely drained of cooldowns. Gotta be Chicago snapping 2 kills. Carly going back in. The Frostmage shattering the Rogue. Actually worked out pretty well. It's actually really close between the Rogue and the Mage. Let's get another one going, boys. Yeah, need Mirrors of Silence. Yeah, I feel like for that one, you definitely need Mirrors of Silence. But then you lose out on that cooldown reduction, which is it's just so